We're live. Hey, guys.
Hey, gang.
I still have that Friday Live view up. 9 people in. Apparently, the SM7dB brings in all the boys to the yard. I just wanted everybody to get a look at it. This is the look at the... Okay, so I do have a couple bones to pick. I'm not giving up the ghost on exactly what my review is on the SHURE SM7dB. That's not fair. But I will conquer a few of the things on this. And one of them is people talking about the egregious SHURE logo on the side and how it's disgusting.
I mentioned that too. I'm on the fence about this. I don't know how I feel about it.
So number one, and this will be in the video, but I do have to discuss. No company nowadays in the world of video is going to release a product that doesn't have their brand on it anymore, because that is what matters to the brand. Of course, Rode has their name on this boom arm, which is out of shot. SHURE has their name on the SM7dB. They have the back, the DB is green in the logo when you have on the top of the SHURE and on the back. It's meant to catch the eye. So when you see it, you can recognize between this and an SM7B. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to tell. And of course, they want people to know that Joe Rogan's using an SM7dB, right? Oh, man, everybody's in. Nice echo, Dylan. Apparently, you got an echo, buddy. Oh, you know what? I bet you any money I know why. Let me, 1 second. 1 second, please.
Ooh. Secondos.
I just have to fix it. Oh yeah, my Streamer X bit the bullet today. I don't know what's going on with that. Boop boop boo outputs. Oh, I gotta forget where I gotta put all this crap. I haven't used this in. It's been too long. USB 1 mix minus. All right, there we go. Now, Chaz, see if you're still echoing, man.
Check. 5, 9,
72.
24. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't have them on the chat because I think I'm on the chat out. So I just put the mix minus on and see how, maybe that's why you're so bloody loud before. Anyone?
Getting doubles.
Is he doubling up, guys? Just going through really quick here. Big Tasty echo. Still. Okay. So how about we do this? Dylan, you're going to go on my chat.
No.
I'm going to put you on my chat. On my chat.
Shit, bud.
Voice and video, and you're going to go Roadcaster Duo chat. Now try talking. Haha, we can't hear him. 1 second, please. There you go. Ian? There you are. Now I just gotta change this over. Properties. And we'll change this to dual chat. Okay. Now talk.
Check.
There you go.
Echoey.
How's that, guys? Okay, so let's get through some of these. And guys, let me know if Dylan's still echoing.
Echo.
Oh, wait. Nope. That's got to be up. I can put one down because whatever. VO Booth Camp, $5 because I owe you for all the info over the years, buddy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You don't owe me anything. I do this for not free, but I do somehow get paid in some ways. The echo's good to go. Perfect. We have fixed the echo. Now let's get through some of these. Cheers, VO Booth Camp. I appreciate that. I appreciate that big time. Whenever you can be like a go-to for somebody that does a VO booth camp, that's pretty cool. I like that. Starting at the top, Richard. Camille wanted to know thoughts on the new SM7dB. I'm keeping most of those for Monday. What's up, fuckers?
I have a thought. With all the innovations, could they do absolutely nothing about where the XLR port is on it?
It's iconic, man. Come on.
It's annoying.
Icons you don't see Brad Pitt going and getting a facelift, do you?
It gets in the way.
It does.
It's not iconic. It's impractical. There's a difference.
It's an iconic view. Gear Junkie, what's up, fuckers, tone chasers, and audio miscreants? What's up, buddy? Brand is king. Pick a better hill to die on. Right? I believe that. Like, to me, I don't have an issue with brand, and I know there's a lot of people that do, but at the same time, you can't expect a company to not try to spread their brand, their seed. That's how they grow. And Rode does it. Everyone does it. Personally, I understand if you want to get it off. I mean, you can cover it over with black tape, but I think that looks worse. Still there. Hi, guys. Sounds a little equi. How's it going, Mr. Awesome Sauce? Liberty Dude, the logo cheapens the look. That said, if one needs to go that route, black on black is the way to go. And yeah, I mean, it is black on black. You can only see it because my light is shining off of it. If I turn it away from the light, you really can't see it. I don't think it matters. SM7dB or LS208. I guess I can honestly say this. LS208 every day. I prefer the LS208 over the SM7B. Very similar profiles. One's a condenser. I feel like there's a little bit more character to the 208 than there is to the SM7B, but it all depends on what you're doing with it, right? For me, I love the LS208. Same for me, but you earned it. Thanks, brother. Points to you, Dylan. You get points, Dylan. Actually, I split all the money you guys send me with Dylan. Whenever we reach $100 US, I send him over half. So if you were giving... What's that?
I was gonna say I agree with Liberty Dude. 7dB is 5 years too late and $100 too much. I would actually say maybe even a little bit more than that too much. But
yeah. You know what, Liberty Dude? I think you're kind of coming up close to my my estimation.
See, I didn't have to let any cat out of the bag.
Well, no. I mean, but there's other aspects to it, right?
Well, it's good though because it kind of says that everyone's head is kind of going in the same direction with this one.
Yeah. I think once again I'll have to save.
I'm not sure your review will be as controversial as you think it is.
I think for a lot of people it's going to be. I think the Liberty Dudes of this world are not united hand in hand. I think there's a lot more banders, a lot more guys that love the SM7B. They love the history because you got to remember there's also something to this. This is the first reiteration of the SM7B since 2001. And in 2001, they barely changed anything. It was mainly just a much bigger pop filter. The real upgrade came with the SM7A back in 1999. So since 1999, the SM7B, where it's up here, this thing has barely changed. It hasn't changed at all. This is the first really big change to the SM7 lineup. And I think that does require a bit of a nod, a bit of a, an appreciation.
Here's the thing. Most of the mics that people revere are the ones that haven't been updated. The U87 AI gets shat on regularly over its original U87 design counterpart because the design was good and it worked really well. And same with the 58 and the 57 haven't seen really any updates since the 60s.
According to SHURE, they've tweaked them. They have tweaked the SM57.
And then, of course, they'll tweak the 7B in the same way. They'll use updated resistors and updated electronics components. But in terms of changing the design, there's some stuff that you don't necessarily have to change. And a lot of times when companies do change it, again, I look at the Neumann U87 AI as an example, the changes aren't always for the better.
And I just think they missed the boat on an upgrade for the 7B. And I'm going to leave it at that. I think there's other things they could have done with the 7B that would have made it better. The one thing I do like about this, though, is the little buttons on the back or the little switches on the back. They actually made switches that you don't mind using instead of those garbage switches on the SM7B now. They actually have decent switches on the back. But then does anybody use those switches, the roll off and the hot?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You know what? I never use those switches. Let's see. What is my SM7? Yeah, it's flat. I'm flat.
Yeah.
I've always been flat.
I don't think anyone's ever touched them in the history of audio.
Very rarely. If I was using the SM7B as a snare bottom mic, I'd use the presence boost. And Yeah, if I'm using, I'm trying to think of a situation where I'd use the low pass, or the high pass on it.
No, there's a backplate now, Slipsh. There's a screw-on backplate.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
don't
you
tend
can
to
put
use
on. I
high
don't.
passes on mics.
The nice thing about the old SM7B is you could get a plate to put over it. Like you can customize a plate to put over the back because of the switches the way they were. You can't do that now. Those little switches kind of screw you over for that. Getting a little bit behind. Yeah, I think that's about all I'll say. I do have thoughts. The nice thing is this live stream isn't indicative of everyone that watches the channel. So I can share a bit more here without ruining the video for a lot of people. But yeah, I think for the general consensus of people, the Banjers of this world, which nothing against them, this is going to be a big day for them. This is a brand new Shure microphone. It's a brand new SM7B. And I think maybe they left something open for the SM7C. We'll see. Let me get some of these. Marine X, I'd like y'all take marry one, bury one, keep one as a side girlfriend. RA20 SM7dB, any Earthworks mic. Marine X. We'll just get to this one really quick. I've never used an Earthworks mic, although I've heard from an instrumentation, especially drums, the Earthworks mics are pretty stellar. They're fantastic mics. So
all right, I got it. For me, I got it. Bury the RE20. I'm not actually that big of a fan of an RE20. There's an RE27. Okay. So don't call me a hypocrite.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That helps, buddy. That really helps.
Okay. So bury the RE20. Keep the SM7. No. Yeah. Keep the SM7dB as a side piece, and then marry the Earthworks.
You've used Earthworks before?
Depends on the Earthworks. They're really precise mics. I mean, I'm talking specifically about their pencils.
Yeah.
Because they're really the only mics I've used, but they're good company. They make good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about them. They're not divisive one bit. Let me go back here. Let me pick up a couple people because we missed quite a bit here. Is the sound quality of the SM7dB as good as the old one? That's from Camille. How's it going, Camille, by the way? Yes. Same thing. It's literally an SM7B with a little bit of a longer barrel at the bottom, and it's got the extra stuff for the preamp. That's about it. Richard, it's same like wearing Adidas or a Nike shirt. Yeah, 7dB is 5 years too late, $100 too much. Went over that. Slipsh. It's okay to have a brand, but make it debossed instead of into the case, instead of having it painted over with another color. Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a big, I don't have a big problem with brands having their name on stuff. I'm not going to tattoo it on my forehead, but I mean, you bought a Shure microphone. They can do whatever they want with it, right? Maybe there's D brand skin. Maybe that's something worth looking into, is these skins that you can get for your SM7B. Maybe that's something that you guys can look into. You can get that Shure logo off. I would definitely be into doing some skins. It's way too late now. Now budget interface has enough gain to power the original SM7B. Agreed. Yep. I think this upgrade is laughable. Wow, maybe it's true. Maybe most people who know microphones are like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
It's great for what it's designed to do, and they've discovered other useful applications. I mean, in VO, we love using the MKH416 for narration. Decidedly, it's not a designed application. I don't believe there is specifically designed application for most mics. Now, that said, I do know that, there's very, very specific mics for very specific applications. Bass drum mics tend to not do too well with the vocal range. But I don't believe a microphone is specifically meant for one thing. For example, the RE20 developed for music, adopted by broadcast. The MKH416 developed for large studios and that stuff, and it's now voiceover. They use it for Foley. They use it for different things. I don't know if there's one specific niche any microphone falls into outside of the actual niche microphones.
There definitely are. I mean, microphones have purposes that they're designed for. The SM7 was designed as a broadcast vocal mic. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
People have adopted it for other applications over the years, just because it has features that happen to lend themselves to other things. But there's no question that the SM7B was designed to be. I mean, it has like a pneumatic shock absorption system built in, which is meant to be put on a boom arm.
I'm not
in front of
saying
a
that things aren't
person's
developed.
mouth.
I just mean it shouldn't stop you from trying it with other things.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Experiment. Use, the MKH416 was meant as an on-location boom mic.
Yep.
That's the shotgun. That's the whole point of the shotgun, or the reason why we use the shotgun polar pattern. But it happens to do a lot of other things really well. I've found that shotgun mics work great as amplifier mics. You can get some really cool tones because the really narrow polar pattern can really get you to zero in on a particular angle or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, there definitely are design. There are design intentions with most mics. Like look at all the Lawton audio mics. I mean, the 308's a kick drum mic.
Well, that's why I said there are certain mics that are actually wedges that you can't really play with them too much. But for the most part.
That said, I should now that I have it, I should muck around with it. I should try using it on other things and just see what happens.
Okay, so that one specific mic in general, I was talking to the guy from Lawton, and when he sent it to me, he's like, please, for the love of God, do not talk into this mic on a video. I'm like, why? He's like, no, don't use it for a video. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't do that. It's a kick drum mic. He's like, I can't tell you how many creators I've sent this mic to, and they've passed it off as a voiceover mic. It's all good, buddy.
It's a weird looking voiceover mic.
It is. VO Booth, I touched them once to turn them all back to flat after I got one used. Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever played with those. I think they just screw with you. I like my mics like I like my girlfriend's bust, flat. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think the presence boost, we always used to laugh about that in the studio because presence boost basically turns it into a 58. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that?
Spend an extra couple $100 on a 58.
Just to revert it back, like the regressive SM7.
Camille has a good point. Possible disadvantage: the buttons of your SM7dB can be accidentally operated by guests of your podcast. That would be a pain. They freaking guests playing with the mics. Mr. Awesome Sauce brings up a good question though here, and I covered this off yesterday's video. Do you honestly think now every time there's been an iteration of the SM7B, they've canceled the previous mic? So when the SM7B came out, the SM7A ceased to exist. It wasn't produced. Everything was SM7B. Before that, when the SM7 turned into the SM7A, SM7 went kaput. Does this mean the SM7dB is now the default SM7 microphone?
I would be mad.
Would you be surprised? But would you be surprised?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. With the multi-million-dollar studios that have Shure in their back pocket, absolutely I would be surprised.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect them other than $100 on the it's the same microphone with a cloud lifter inside.
Yeah, extra circuitry, man. You don't know.
I'll give you that.
You don't know the brains of sound engineers, right? Sound engineers look at stuff getting in the signal path, and they're like, no. I don't want to use, hey, Shure, I don't want to use your shitty inline preamp. I would like to use my $17,000 custom job. Like people don't like that stuff.
TechMed, cheers, brother. Thank you very much for that. €5. I appreciate that, brother. And you know what? It's like I got a little mad when I bought it because I have the SM7B here and I just bought another one, which I didn't really want. But at the same time, as a reviewer that does microphones and audio gear, it would be a bit of a sin to not review the next iteration of the SM7B. So it was kind of my mind got made up for me. I had to buy this microphone. However, I think if we're looking future, I think Shure might actually go the road approach and start releasing different iterations of the SM7B. Maybe the SM7B is the stock. Maybe the SM7C is coming. that could be something.
I mean, I do think, especially in recent years, like the last 10 to 15, that the SM7 has been one of Shure's biggest moneymakers.
Yeah.
It's the attainable icon of success, right? I mean, if
Yep.
you're in the content creation space, I wouldn't necessarily say in the professional space. I mean, I've been in a lot of broadcast studios in the last 10 years, and I have yet to see an SM7, the BCM 705,
Yep.
as
Or
an
the
example.
BCM 104, or the 104
Yeah.
is taking it over too.
Yeah, those have kind of become the standards. Even RE20s, there are still RE20s everywhere. Yep, and RE27s and RE320s. But at the same time now, because of the advent of YouTube and the advent of podcasting and Spotify podcasts and all this stuff, people are they love that mic. And
Well, and the
I'm not
SM7
surprised
was
that
also cheaper than the RE20. It still is. And that's a big deal. Like that extra $100 off from the RE20, people aren't going to go with the broadcast standard. Plus, the RE20's ugly compared to this thing. This thing's sexy, right? Which I don't necessarily agree with. I kind of like the RE style of microphone. Caleb, my friend, helps manufacture Earthworks mic here in New Hampshire. They're awesome mics. Caleb, your friend should give me a call.
I was just gonna say, nice.
I'm trying to get a hold of people at Earthworks. They don't get back to me. One of these days, I'm just not gonna buy it. I had to buy this Earthworks. When Earthworks comes out with like something that shakes the ground you walk on, I will buy it. Sneed.
Well,
New
right?
mic.
Is
The king is dead.
You're trying to get stuff that's going to give you kind of a return. If you review something that's kind of a niche mic and is not necessarily going to take over the content space, like it's kind of a waste of money on your part.
Well, but the biggest problem I have with this microphone, I didn't need this microphone. I didn't need another SM7B. I have one already. So
where'd you buy it?
I bought it at AV Club.
Okay, maybe they got a 30-day return policy.
No, I already talked to them. They know. It's funny because I reached out to them and I'm like, guys, SM7dB, I need one. I review, and I guess the guy, because I've bought several things and it's under my name, Dark Corner Studios. When I call, I guess my account comes up because like, oh no, dude, we love your channel. What? He's like, oh yeah, we watch your videos. We love your channel. We see you've bought a few things from us. It's like, anything we can do to help, we'll help. I'm like, all right, well, can you rush it? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I didn't pay for the rush shipping, but they put it through Rush and I got it like 11 in the morning the next day. So I had it at 11 a.m. yesterday. I'm like, holy crap.
Nice.
So like $40 shipping for free, I guess. And he's like, anytime you need anything, you let us know. So I don't think I can return it now. There's a little bit of anonymity that's kind of gone,
Yeah.
Sneed says the king is dead. I don't think the king is dead. It needs to come as anodized aluminum purple. Ooh, that would be sexy.
Ooh, that would be kind of cool.
SR375. We need to find somebody that's at one of the what's the name of the place? Not Displate. The one that does the wraps for things.
Oh yeah, the custom coloring and stuff.
Custom coloring and wraps. We need to get like an SM7B lineup.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I've seen the 58 different combos and they're really neat.
I wonder if they use the neodymium magnet on the SM7dB or it's already neodymium. Is the SM7 neodymium?
Probably.
It's one of the selling features for the RE20, but I don't remember it being a selling feature of the SM7. I've got
Sure may have realized their audience that nobody really gives a shit. So it might be there. It's just not a marketing point.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's a great question though. Like I have no idea if it's neodymium. I wouldn't be able to tell from hearing it. Like I can't tell the difference between magnets.
No, I couldn't tell either.
It's not been developed for close miking. The SM7, I mean, is, it's a dynamic, so it is kind of for close miking. You can even get on top of it, and the the proximity effect isn't actually all that bad on this microphone because you still have that 1.5 inches before the capsule, which, by the way, if I could do this, a brand new, woo, comes off quick. So you can see it is the exact same as the SM7B.
Oh, yeah. It's the same grill and everything.
Same grill, everything. It's literally the same microphone with a preamp in it, man. Which is why some of the disappointment that I spent the money on this microphone. I was expecting to be able to fly after buying it or something, you know. I'm gonna order SM7dB from Colorware. Just get rid of the logo. I wonder if they'll have it. Remember, by the way, I do have to say this: do not get anything for this that is for the SM7B, because this barrel is longer. It's actually 8.1 millimeters longer on this barrel. So if you get something that's for the SM7B, it's not going to work. It's also a little shinier. I don't know if it's shinier or if it's, I'm just not, like, you can see the light bouncing off of it.
I mean, the barrel on your SM7B is also dirty. So that doesn't help.
But it's dirty, but it's not like, it's matte. It's not shiny.
Yeah, I think we're being thrown off a little bit by the actually looking at it, it does look a little bit shinier.
Yeah.
But they're both, other than the logo, they're both matte. It's just the
this
DB
is a
less.
deeper black. It's a deeper black on the DB. I mean, does it matter? I guess to some people that
differences. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo Booth, it's what we refer to as accidental superiority. Nice. Dan, it's good. This is a
hang
good
on.
view. What?
Can you just rotate that mic around for us
To the back?
for a second? I think I just noticed something.
What? To the back?
No, just spin it around. Just 360 degrees.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
If you can.
Not really, because it's on this.
They solved the cable problem.
Oh,
no,
no,
they didn't.
That's the
No, they didn't.
no, that's the boom arm I'm using, the Rode PSA 1 Plus.
I was gonna say it's just on the other side from where the camera is.
Yeah, it's
Again, one thing that has pissed people off all kinds over the years is that cable. You know what? If you're gonna do a revision to a microphone, like,
yeah. Well, I think that's still in Shure's mind an iconic look. It's an iconic silhouette. I don't think it's ever going to. Literally, if they take this off, they become like every other knockoff to the SM7B. This is literally a defining characteristic of the mic by a long shot.
So basically what Shure has said is if you own an SM7B, there is no reason to buy this mic at all.
No.
Pretty much.
No.
Because like I'm looking for like improvements. Obviously, if I have an SM7 deployed, I have a gain solution for it that works.
So as of this year, this is just fuck it. We got 33 people in here, probably one of the biggest crowds we've had in a while. So fuck it. As of this year, the Scarlett 4th gen was released with 69 nice dB of gain. Okay? The fucking Scarlett, the one that was holding out at 55 or 56 dB of gain, has finally upped it to 69 dB nice. The Mackie has 80 dB of gain. The Rodecaster Pro is 72 dB of gain. The Lewitt is 76 dB of gain. Fuck, stop me when you've got to try to get an interface with less than 70 dB of gain nowadays. What is the point? So if you have 70 dB of gain and your dumb ass can't push an SM7B, the problem isn't the mic or the interface. You need a lobotomy. I'm sorry.
That's a short. That's a short right there.
It's
a short.
It's so.
But it's true. It's true. So if you don't own anything in the SM7 lineup, maybe this is for you.
No, it's not. Unless you have a 10-year-old interface. Fuck, man. Like.
But I mean, well, let's say you want to drive it with an H4, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's possible. There's still a lot of H4s out there.
Okay.
And H4 sure as hell doesn't have a great amount of gain, or even the H5 for that matter.
Who's walking around with an H4 and an SM7B going, woe is me? Who's doing that?
I could see, so again, like when you're in a pinch and you got to get something done, you know what it's like. When you're in a pinch and you got to get something done and you got to kind of throw a kit together to get a job done, sometimes you find yourself in those situations.
Yeah, that's fair. George, $5. I've been away too long. Cheers, brother. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate that. We're way behind here. What do you think should be adjusted for the SM7C?
Oh, nice. I just got served an inline, an ad in the middle of the stream.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to mention this, guys. I apologize to anybody that's watching. I no longer have access to be able to remove ads from streams. I have kept it where the only thing that was allowed were the little strip ads on the side. I am so sorry. I don't have the ability to remove them anymore. I have the ability to place them myself, but the only thing you can control is how many you get. And so I have it on very, very low. I wish I could change it. I fucking hate making people sit through ads on a live stream. I'm so sorry to everybody watching.
I was just watching us, and then suddenly this quick little 10-second thing, and I was like, oh, that's new.
I am so sorry, guys. This isn't like I try to turn monetization off, but then like YouTube doesn't show it to anybody because they're not going to take an hour-long piece of content that they can't sell. When I turn monetization off, we hardly get anybody watching. Outside of people that have rung the bell. It sucks. I don't like it. Anyways, I do apologize to everybody. Camille, I'm going to read a couple. If you really want, we do have a lot of people in chat right now talking. I apologize if I don't get to your comment. If you want to make sure I do get your comment, just at Dark Corner Studios. So kind of at me and I'll get to it. Or at Dylan Lalonde. It's Dylan Lalonde, right?
Music.
Yeah. Dylan Lalonde music. There it is. What do you think should be adjusted for the SM7C? USB
the cable. Maybe a little bit more flexibility on the plug-in, because in a lot of broadcast situations it works fine, but definitely in a studio you get it on different stands, you get it on different mounts. Shit gets in the way. Like I'm looking at this one, and the XLR is literally right against the Mica.
Yeah,
like it's touching it.
If they wanted to keep the silhouette, they could move it out a couple millimeters.
Well, I was gonna say, like, make this adjustable. Like, have a little locking pin, and you can pivot it if you need to, right? Where its default position is still perpendicular. Like that's what I would do. And then at least you still got that silhouette.
I should say this with a caveat. There is some big news coming out from Rode. I can't talk about it. I refuse to.
You douche.
But I think in that spirit, I think it was a big misstep for SHURE to not include USB. They have the technology. They have the preamp that they could have put in this. You can buy the little thing. It's literally a plug into a mic and it's USB-C out. Everyone was reviewing it. I refused because I didn't want to pay $100 for basically a tiny little interface. They could have put that on the back of this, and I think they missed that opportunity. And I think they're doing that because of the MV7. They don't want to cannibalize their own sales, because if they do that, the MV7's gone. There's no MV7 ever again, because that's a garbage sounding microphone off XLR, and the USB is the only good sound on it. If they put a USB-C on the SM7B, it would destroy the MV7 completely, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, because that mic will sell. Like if you do a multi-out XLR USB SM7B or SM7C, as it were, that thing would be off the charts. It would outsell the SM7B easily. And yeah, I think that's what should come. I think that's the next generation of products. I think we're going to see a lot more microphones, new microphones to the market that are going to be dual interface microphones. Yeah, again, there's some interesting stuff coming with Rode. Let me just say that.
I think I lost you a bit there. So when you say dual interface, you mean like the MV7?
Yeah, XLR USB.
But obviously that has comparable quality on both interfaces. I think that's the thing too.
But that's the thing. We've gotten to the point where they can. The MV7 was at a time when I don't think they could replicate the same quality between USB and XLR. In fact, it's kind of gross that the XLR was so bad and the USB was so good on the MV7. That was kind of the other way around than I would have expected it. However,
honestly, I think the actual output of the mic from an electrical standpoint isn't good. I think a lot of what makes the USB sound good is software enhancement.
But that's the other thing that you could add to the SM7C if you were to release it. Think about there's two problems the SM7B had. The first one was you needed a ton of gain to push it. The second one, it's literally sounds like audio cardboard. It's the flattest a mic can be. You need EQ and compression to really like give it
bring it to life.
Yeah, it needs that. You listen to like Joe Rogan, there's a ton of EQ on that. There's a ton of compression on that. And people are like, oh, it sounds amazing.
It's funny because like Jamie, Rogan's producer, runs those SM7Bs through like a Mackie Onyx mixer.
Oh yeah, here actually
a really basic little board.
I just turned on
and it still sounds really, really good, which says that sometimes it doesn't. To get a natural sound, I mean, if you want to use it for like, I don't know, imaging voiceover or something like that, then yeah, you're gonna need to really massacre the hell out of the signal to get it to get where you want it to go. But to get a natural sound, you know, a little bit of EQing, maybe a smidge of compression. You know, you don't really need a lot, but if you really want that big voiceover sound, you know, you gotta destroy it.
I just turned all the processing on from the Rode. Actually, you know what? I've got to turn off that. Got the noise gate. Oh no, that's just heavy compression. All right. Why is it so heavy? You know what? I'm just going to turn this crap off. I haven't set them. There we go. That's better. I don't like the stock effects for the Rodecaster Pro. You really got to tweak it. And I'm doing a live stream right now. I don't have time to tweak it.
Sit and fuddle around knobs.
Ads are okay. I just mute them and skip them. I appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, the ads pay me, so I like the ads in that respect. But I don't expect people to sit through an hour-long live stream with 4 ads. Like, and that's usually what you're going to get. Is one every 20 minutes. Some, if you're harsh with ads, you can put them every like 5 to 10 minutes. I've seen one live stream that had them every 5 minutes, and you can't watch it. It's garbage. Like you just start getting into it and it's a skippable ad. And it's an unskippable
Well, it kills the flow of it, right? It kills that sort of the intimacy.
Dan's got it right though. If you got YouTube Premium, you don't even have to worry about it. I've got YouTube Premium. I don't care. But I do know that YouTube's, I think one of the things that YouTube is pushing out now is a lot of the you're hearing this thing about the views going down for a lot of creators. I think that's because of the ad blockers. I think ad blockers are killing a lot of YouTube's numbers right now. And it's causing a lot of hijinks with people's numbers and how much they're getting paid. There's channels losing like 20 grand a month because of it. So YouTube Premium makes sure the creator gets paid and you don't have to sit through ads. It's awesome. I wouldn't watch YouTube without Premium ever again. SR375 on the counterpoint. Fuck YouTube Presume, I think, Premium. Cable card, HD home run forever. I don't really care what you use. I'm just saying, like, there's YouTube Premium there's a reason for it because it supports the people. Like, if you watch a creator, you actually give more money to the creator with YouTube Premium than you do with ad revenue. Ad revenue is actually like, I think about half of what YouTube Premium pays you. So if everybody watching my videos watched with YouTube Premium, I would literally I would literally get more. So there's different reasons to get YouTube Premium. As for the content that YouTube Premium opens up, I've yet to see anything compelling on YouTube. There was something that MKBHD did. I think it was Retro Tech or something, or he had a YouTube Premium show that was actually quite good. So some of those are decent. It's worth twice the price. We get 11% more from premium watches. Nice. And you know what? Premium is I can't live without it. And I don't want to get an ad blocker because there are some people I watch that I want to make sure they get a few bucks. So I bought a Euro track on the secondhand market for $60, and it sounded better than my Golden Age pre 73 JR. Liberty dude, cheers, brother. Dear God, if Rode releases a USB XLR Procaster after their X Podcaster mic replacement and pod mic update, Rode is a see you next Tuesday company. They should have been their first dynamic update. You know what? I think Rode's learning as they go, Liberty dude. And I know it can be frustrating as a consumer when a company's learning as they go. For example, the Rode X series, which is awesome. Then they start releasing the pod mic with the dual. Why would you buy another? I wouldn't buy this Rode X XDM 100 over the pod mic. The pod mic, I think, is a better value, and it has dual outs. It's not just a USB mic. So I think they're literally kind of like doing stuff and then realizing they can do more, and they're learning as they do it. They're just pumping so much product and content, and the ability now that they're doing everything on their own land. I think they're literally tripping over themselves to get these products out. So I don't know if I hold it. I don't think they're doing it on purpose. And I don't think they're doing it to saturate. I think they're just like, holy shit, I didn't think we could do this. I think the NT1 woke them up a little bit when they did the 5th gen NT1 with the USB. I think they realized, why would we make a new mic? Why don't we just do everything with our old mics? Which I think is the way of the future. So I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to release another USB XLR Procaster, but I will laugh if they do. They'll probably laugh as well. Don't worry. With your paycheck.
I think what a lot of people don't think about too is that this is new, right? These are new problems. Never in human history has there been a company, an entity of people or organization that stand as a brand for something that have had a product or that have had to maintain a product line for like 60, 70, 100 years. And so, these are weird problems to have. It's like, okay, what do we do? Do we try to make new designs and risk them falling flat or risk them just not standing up to the designs of people that were dead 20 years ago? Or do we just take the designs that those people did that worked really well, that people continue to love, and we just kind of tweak them and update them as we go? Like, I think that actually makes a lot more sense, even though it seems unoriginal. But
yeah, it's tough. I wouldn't want to be a company like Rode having to. They're literally paving the way for everyone else. They're literally showing you what works. Yep. And they're going to release stuff that is redundant every once in a while, and I think Rode X was one of those. The software, the Unify software, mind-blowing, awesome. I can't talk about what's coming with Rode, and I won't because that would be mean. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff that's going to change a lot of things. Let's put it that way. I love being able to watch a bunch of YouTube videos in a row without interruption. Amen to that. That's one of the best. Holy crap. You know how many messages I missed on here, dude?
A lot.
I
know. I've been following along with the same message that you have been in.
We dropped down to 25. Okay, so 27. Yeah, we're jumping around. Lots of likes on this. 17 likes. Thanks everybody. I appreciate that. This is always fun when we're doing a live stream when a new product comes out, because it boosts the channel one, which is always a good thing. But it shows like interaction with live streams, and I have seen more growth on this live stream every time there's a release because I feature it on the live stream and everybody comes out to see it. And then in the next couple of weeks, you'll see like a few extra people on. We've grown in that sense. So very cool. I appreciate the likes, guys. I want to support the content creators like you. YouTube Premium lets me do it with less garbage. Ad blockers screw us content creators out of what little we get for not being. And yeah, you know what? A video with 100,000 views. Let's see here. Actually, I can look at this. A video with 100,000 views in my niche. Let's go to analytics. Let's go videos. Sorry, yeah, videos, content. We're gonna look at views. I've had one video just hit 100,000 or close to. There it is. So we've got a video. It's a 4-minute and 27 second video. And it has made, over the course of its life, $289 for 100,000 views. That's not a lot of money for 100,000 views. Now, that is also a 4-minute, 27 second video that I believe I released. No, I released it right around the time I got monetized. I'm pretty sure. I can actually check that. Yep, I did. I released it around the time I got monetized. And it's been a steady climber since, but it's also only 4 minutes, so it doesn't get the dual commercials, so you get the mid-roll, which I do keep in for my videos because it does make a huge difference for the channel. But still, 100,000 views and it doesn't even make $300. So yeah, like, the views matter and the money matters. Like, it matters when you get a couple extra bucks from one thing over another. It does make a huge difference. And while I'm not in the numbers where I'm able to live quite comfortably off of YouTube, knowing that 100,000 views only gets that amount, that means I'm going to need 1 million views a month just to be able to exist on YouTube full time without doing a day job. And I still do a day job. So yeah, make sure the content creators get their money. It's not worth it otherwise. Give us a hint. No, I actually can't, Randy. I apologize. I swore, hand to God, and I'm still working on it. And there's a few things, like, I can criticize Rode products. I can go on and I can, like, I can give them a bad review. But when they give you access to something that is, they don't want you to share and you share it, you will wreck that relationship so fucking quick. So yeah, and I can't do that to them. But be watching for my channel this coming week and maybe the week after. It's sometime in there. It's going to be fun. Aiden will get 10,000 more views on live stream if he wore a bikini. I'm sure I would. I don't know if the time spent viewing, though, is going to go up. I think that'll probably, like, 30 seconds and then you've seen enough. I mean, how much hairy nipple does it take before you're like, all right, my Friday's done? Big Tasty, I'm guessing you're the same kind of guy, too. With a name like Big Tasty Ben, I'm guessing. This is the first time I've recognized someone here in the chat whose channel I've already subscribed to separately, VO Boothcamp. Cool! That's awesome. Bandrew's been in here, Dan. What the hell are you saying, man? Bandrew's been here several times, Dan. You don't know Bandrew from Podcastage? Oh, Dan. This is not FetLife. No, don't worry, man. This is a no nudity zone. Both Dylan and I signed a contract for that. Liberty Dude, thank you. As consumers, all we ask for companies keeping a product relevant for 100 years, keep the cup holders usable sizes, and keep the headphone jack. Yeah, companies going to do what the masses want rather than the individual. And whether you like it or not, it's just, they will always do where the money flows, which is sad, but I also kind of get it. You know, the companies like Rode, SHURE, and all them, they have a lot of people on their payroll that they have to take care of. So it's really hard.
Business. Every business has to cater to volume because you got mouths to feed, you got people's lives to uphold as a business. You know, it's no different to, like, people still scoff, you know, whenever I tell people, oh yeah, I work in radio, they're always just like, oh man, you're in radio, man, the shit they play on the radio. I'm like, you know what? They play that stuff because people want to hear that stuff. You might not want to hear that stuff, but you're one little person in a very big city. So, you know,
it's really tough. Like, I feel you. Like, I mourned the loss of the headphone jack, 110%. Couldn't give a rat's ass now because I'm on little, like, Galaxy Buds now. I don't even remember.
I've got my Sony wireless earbuds, which sound amazing. I do get nervous though, especially in the winter. You know, that sometimes they're not as snug as I'd like them to be, and then they fall out, and I'm like, well, they're not attached to anything. No, mine are black. Mine are black, thankfully. So in the snow, they're really obvious.
Hello, Neumann. Yeah, I love that joke. I've never. I think I'm leaving that with Andrew. I don't think I'm going to be able to copy that one joke. That's his. Anyways, it's almost 6:00, guys. I want to know though. Let me know down below. Are you guys buying the SM7B? Long live the headphone
DB.
jack. SM7dB. Sorry, I'm never going to be able to get that right.
See, this is the other problem. Too many versions. Like, you know what's funny? I got that email from Studio Economic, the app that I sent you, and I was at work. And the first thing I did was I walked into engineering and I talked to one of our senior engineers, JP, and I was just like, I just showed him the picture, and I'm like, do we need another SM7 version? And he's like, he was in just as much in disbelief as I was. I'm like, man, like, I mean, I get it. You got to keep it top of the pile, right? That's marketing, that's promotion. You got to keep your stuff on top of the next guy's stuff.
Yeah,
and so
true.
you do that by doing reduxes and re-releases. So I can't blame Shure.
I think Shure is getting a little bit of nudge from Rode right now. I think that's what's causing a refresh. I think Rode's knocking on the door and taking a lot of market share.
I was gonna say, you think maybe Shure scooped Rode a little bit on whatever news you're about to?
No, it's completely different. Nope, completely different. You'll see. To me, it's also what I'm talking about. It's not useful to me. I just know it's a very, very, very requested thing. There's a couple here. Dan actually just blew me away with something. Apparently, I introduced him to Podcastage.
Wow.
When he first showed up here, this was only the second channel he subscribed to. Wow, I'm the second sub for someone. Dan, who was the first sub? Like, it was Mr. Beast, wasn't it? Mr. Beast brought him to YouTube. Serious question. When using the SM7B, when was the last time you had to use an inline preamp to get your recording? I've never had to use one. Dank Pods. I don't know who Dank Pods is. I have to look them up now, though. God damn it. Dank Pods. Dank Pods. 4.3 million views. If it runs on electricity, there's a chance I'll yell at it. 1.52 million subscribers. All right. And the thumbnails are trash. Dude, look them up. Dank Pods, Dylan. Do it. The thumbnails are absolute utter trash. This is kind of cool though. It's like a lot of old tech.
Dank Pods.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Look at the thumbnails.
I know. I'm looking at the thumbnail.
What the fuck?
Oh, what the hell?
Garfield phone. They just really one day ago they reviewed the Garfield phone.
That's awesome.
Is this the line? I've never heard of Dank Pods. I know them now. Thank you for that, Dan.
I went all the way to Canada with a Canadian Tire. And
nice. I needed to repair an iPod and it came up. Nice. That's awesome. OC18 on radio. OC18, yeah. Their own broadcast mic. Yeah, so broadcast mics don't have to be dynamics. One of the biggest movement right now, we were talking about the BCM 104, is a condenser microphone by Neumann. And it's better than everything else. OC18s would make a good microphone for broadcast. Now, you have to have a well-treated room, granted, but I think it would work. Dark Corner Studios could be your second channel, just saying. Really? Dank Corner Studios. I don't know if I want to rip anyone off. Dark Corner Studios, if you look it up, the original Dark Corner Studios was like a horror CGI company from California, and they had like 5 subs when I started mine up, and I crushed them. But still, they're a company in the US, Dark Corner Studios. And I should have looked, but I was the Dark Corner of Radio. That was the name of my podcast, and that's where Dark Corner Studios came from. Because we had an old producer that used to teach us production in college. His name was Mike, and Mike had Beer Fridge Studios. Do you remember Beer Fridge Studios? You remember hearing about that, Dylan? Yeah.
I've got some relics behind me from Beer Fridge Studios.
And he kept referring to it that, and I'm like, God, who names their studio? And then I started thinking about it. And I'm
Oh
like,
no,
actually,
you know what? That's so Mike though. That's so
yeah.
Mike. That's
I'm like,
such a...
actually, I kind of like having a name for my studio. And so I called it, because I was doing the Dark Corner of Radio. So I'm like, Dark Corner Studios. And
it's
guess
in a
what?
basement. It works.
And I like the dark aesthetic. I like it not super well lit and bright, because you know what? You have to patch all the holes in the wall when it's really well lit.
Oh no, I'm the same. Like, it's funny at work, like each of us, there's 3 producers in my building, and we all kind of treat our spaces differently. Like, I'm all about the mood lighting. I've got like a colored projection light on the ceiling, a little lamp on my desk, you know, some pot lights just real low, or some track lighting real low. And then the guy that works next to me, who's production manager on the imaging side, he's like fluorescent light on, you know, all the lights cranked wide open, curtains wide open. Like, he's like, I like calm lighting. I'm like, this isn't calm. He's like, well, no, if it's too calm, I fall asleep. I'm like, okay, so not calm is good. Calm makes you fall asleep.
There's a couple people chatting in chat here about Austrian Audio. Lawton Audio is a close second. Lawton Audio is awesome. I don't know why, but people don't give any love to SE. SE has got a great lineup of mics, and I haven't really been disappointed by any. Neome. The Neome was the only mic that I was mildly disappointed from, but that was a USB mic. It doesn't count. Every mic they've sent me has been awesome, and I haven't been dipping in. I've got the new ribbon mics. That's going to be coming. But yeah, SE, wildly underrated. Slipsh, SE mics are ugly. I don't think so. I think it's an aesthetic. I think they're pretty basic. Like the SE2200 isn't like a stellar, like knock you out looking hottie, but it's a great sounding mic. It was one of my favorites. Dylan with his rotating heart vibrating mixing desk and an RGB mirror on the ceiling. Liberty Dude's talking about the porn he wants to watch. Man. Yeah. That would be kind of awesome, actually. I am getting into LED lighting. I have redone my desk. I was going to do a video up about it, but I just scrapped the idea because, one, people aren't fucking watching those videos. Why bother putting them up? Two, the footage was out of focus. It wasn't as out of focus as I thought it was going to be, by the way, Dylan, but it was still out of focus. I was going to narrate over the out of focus.
So you were mortified at what that was going to reveal. Like,
it looks bad. But yeah, like the desk turned out really well. I just haven't switched this table around yet, so I can use it as a background. It's coming though. It is coming. It's such a large amount of work, and I haven't had time. Anyways, that's it for this. We're at 6:06. Have yourselves a great day. Thank you to everybody for the super chats. I love you. Thank you to everyone for the likes. Huge likes on this thing. 24 likes. I do appreciate that. You guys have yourself a great week, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great day.
see you next time.